And we are live on another edition of All In on High School Sports. Kurt Valenti, Jennifer Valenti.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Everything's good. Final Four weekend in the college basketball world. NFL draft appearing. MLB coming up. I don't want to talk about NBA. But other than that, we got a lot of high school sports going on the agenda. Spring season.
Yeah.
Before you know it, hey, we're going to be into another school year, but spring season, big. And we're going to do a lot of football tonight, right?
We are. It might be spring, but it's a little football tonight. But this new spring sport is girls flag football. So we will be welcoming the coaches for the teams from PCTI and who are defending champs.
I was just going to say the defending champs.
And a new program, Wayne Valley High School. So we'll speak with those coaches. And then our third guest tonight will be fall football. We'll have a little chat with the newly appointed Caldwell football coach, Todd Romano. So looking forward to chatting with him.
Kenny Kirkpatrick. Good evening, Glo. What's up, Mr. Kirkpatrick?
Hello, Mr. K.
With his new roommate out there in Maryland.
Mr. Sis.
What's going on, Mr. Sis? Dr. John. Irvington girls flag football defeated St. Joseph by the Sea out of Staten Island tonight, 13-7. St. Joe's has made 2 straight New York girls flag finals.
Wow. Look at that. What a precedent, right? So now I love that they scheduled an out-of-state opponent.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and just like continuing to grow. Yeah, so cool. Very cool.
Congratulations to
Congrats,
Irvington and
nice,
Dr. John.
A nice little lead into the season. So great.
Do you think I'm going to get in trouble in school? Well, when we have our next dress down day, I'm going to probably wear one of Dr. John's state champion Irvington sweatshirts. What do you think?
No, I don't think you'll.
I don't think so either.
We do have Coach Muir in the waiting room. I'm not sure if they're all together.
Okay, so let's
I'm
bring
gonna bring
them in.
Yeah, so I don't want to. That's the one thing I'm thinking they might all be.
They
are all together. There we go. Hey, coaches, welcome. So nice to have you guys.
How are you?
Hey guys, great to be here. Good to see you.
Awesome. Welcome back to our 2 coaches and welcome for the first time to our 1 new coach. So allow me to officially introduce you guys to our audience. We are welcoming back the defending champions of the inaugural girls flag football season in New Jersey. And guys, I keep saying PCTI, but did the acronym get changed to PCV?
PCTVS.
Yes, there we go. There's a lot more that, right? So I apologize. I know I'm going to slip up with the PCTI. So, I'm
you
sure.
Say PCT.
All right, thank you. And now the next thing I'm going to struggle with is everybody's name. So please allow me to introduce you guys. We have with us tonight Coach Fava, Coach Muir, and Coach Hincapi. Can you guys correct me on all my pronunciations?
Hincapi.
Got it. Thank you, Coach. How'd I do with the other ones, guys?
Bob was good. You're right on.
And yours good too. You're good.
All right. Thank you.
So again, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I see the staff is growing, which is awesome. Within like 5 years, it'll be like a regular football boys high school staff. It'll be line coach, defensive line coach, linebacker coach,
defending champs.
I'm
up.
Yeah, you're going first.
That's right. So welcome back, guys. And I was wondering, even though we had you guys on before on the regular season, we had you back with some of your players, and you guys did win the championship. I was wondering if you could, for our audience, briefly recap last season for us. So, Coach Muir, I was wondering if you could start by telling us how the team came about and then what your first season entailed. And then, Coach Fava, if you could tell us how the league grew this season, that would be great.
Sure, no problem. So the Jets and a lot of the NFL is doing a really amazing thing, trying to get the game of football to grow and add every single type of person to give them the ability to play. So as they sponsored this girls flag football league, it was 8 teams last year. We were fortunate enough to get better each and every week, and our girls grew with the game. And we ended up at finishing 8-1, I believe, or 7-1.
Yeah.
7-1 or 8-1, and we ended up winning the title in MetLife.
And Coach, can you tell us about how it's grown this season? How many more teams there are?
Yeah. So, just for the Super Football Conference League, there's 8 new teams. So there was 8 last year, so there's 16 this year. So there's going to be 2 divisions to it. There's like a North and a South division. And they also have added 5 NJIC teams And 5, I hope this is right, the Big Central team, so like Metuchen down there. So I think there's a total, what is that, of 18 new teams that are playing flag football in New Jersey this year. And then in addition to that, there's like, I want to say like 20 teams in Long Island that they started this year. So the Jets are doing a lot of great things with the sport in New Jersey and the entire tri-state area. So a lot of competition going forward.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the growth in 1 year's time is just amazing. And didn't you pull up what some of the other NFL teams
Yeah, I
have
saw like
followed
the
suit,
Steelers,
right?
other teams are doing it, and it's just an awesome thing. I mean,
Yeah.
this thing's blowing up, like you said, went from 8 to, almost double, actually did double,
More than
and it'll
double,
probably
yeah.
be more. I'll start with, my first question is going to be for Coach. Is it Hincapi? I want to say it the right way.
Yes, it is.
All right, so my question for you is, how and why did you decide to join the coaching staff at, I'm going to say PCTI, because she was saying all kinds of letters. I had no idea what to say, so don't
fine
mind
with
me,
us, Kurt, that's
PCTI.
fine.
So I guess how it came about and why you decided to join the coaching staff.
So it was like the word on the street that they were looking for another coaching staff to join the girls flag football. And I'm actually a PCTI alum, and I played sports. I played soccer here. So this is my first year here at the school. So when I heard about the position opening up, I was like, well, let me just give it a shot. I've always been involved in sports. And I figured I wanted to be also like a role model and, help the younger student athletes grow. And I'm enjoying every bit of it. I have awesome colleagues, and I'm looking forward to this season.
Very nice.
A couple comments. Dr. John saying, not going to lie, we lost to you. Again, he's the AD at Irvington. Lost to you guys in the finals. I really admire the job you guys did. Good luck to you this year.
Oh, they have a great program down there too, right? That was a real tough fought battle. They had a lot of good girls in their team. So
Hopefully we can have a rematch with Irvington.
There you go.
Nice,
There you go.
nice. You had another question for the coaches, right?
Yeah, all right. I'll start this. I'll go with Coach Fava. By the way, Coach Fava, I did not know, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but Dale is your cousin, correct?
Yep, Dale is my cousin over at IC.
Yeah, when he started mentioning, I'm like, oh my God, we had Fava as the coach, and I was like, I never put it. I coached Coach Fava when he was in grammar,
when he was playing for the
Junior Bombers, and he was just awesome. He's an awesome guy. I mean, he's doing a great job over there. And I see that when he said, I'm like, oh my God. I said, then he's talking about a team. I said, well, listen, that's got to be the Fava Bowl. I mean, if they ever get a team there, I mean, that thing's set up.
Hopefully in the future.
Yeah, hopefully. Hey, listen, we're down for that.
And then what's the name? Also, Joe Catrona, he's been on the show before. He's one of our cousins too at Woodridge.
Oh,
so.
get out of here. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Small world.
Small
Yep,
world.
Yep. All comes back to all in. Just kidding.
I'll start with Coach Fava and Coach Murr. I know last year, the first question, and I was so anxious to ask you this one, was about like your playbook. What are you guys going to do scheme wise and terminology? So you guys said it. Hey, you guys were going to roll with it last year. So now year 2. And I'll ask both of you guys, Coach Fava, you could start it first. But is it going to be the same, or are you guys even upping it more now this year and just continue to add?
Well, I focus a lot on the defense. So defensively, we're going to be similar to last year, but I definitely want to get a little more. We have the experienced girls, so I want to be a little more advanced in the stuff we're doing, the calls we're making. They're super comfortable with the terminology, whether it's the coverages, the positions that they're playing, their keys, right, where they should be looking. So they're getting really good at just everything and learning the game. So I definitely, we're trying this year to get a little more advanced. We don't want to get too big for our britches, but we definitely want to show some different looks and, but also stay aggressive and play at 100% and play at a fast pace. So.
And offensively, Coach?
Offensively, base-wise, we would be similar because like what Coach Fava said, they're comfortable with the terminology. But I'm a huge believer, especially on the offensive side of the ball, that you have to skew your scheme to what your girls or players do well. So there will be subtle changes. Like we have a little quarterback competition going on, and they're both 2 very different girls, and they're good at different things. So based on what we want to do for that week, there may be subtle changes here and there.
Okay, and then for Coach Hincapie, obviously you're new this year. So my question for you is, how's it been so far for you? Because you're coming in almost like a player with the terminology, right? The coach has got to teach you the terminology, game plans, and stuff like that. So how's it been for you so far?
It's been great. I mean, I'm learning a lot, and I think both coaches do an amazing job in trying to really teach the girls on and off the field, which I think is a huge piece in the learning for these girls. And I'm just excited. I just love the intensity of the girls, their urgency. It really is demonstrating how the effort that the coaches are really putting into the teams, and also the effort that these girls are putting in learning doesn't go unnoticed. They're studying, they're really putting their 100%. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited. I get all pumped up, and I just can't wait. I can't wait.
That's awesome. Coach, I'm going to stick with you, Coach Hincapie. We talked a little bit earlier about how the sport itself has grown in New Jersey, right? But I'm wondering if the popularity at your high school, was noticeable this year. And I did see that you guys had 3 rounds of cuts, right? So I was wondering if maybe your numbers had also increased. So Coach Hincapie, could you speak to that a little bit? What your numbers were like and what the cut process was like?
Yeah, so there was a lot of girls trying out, a lot. And I think that's what also really encouraged me to even go for the position, because I think after last year, winning the championship, it really gained popularity for our school. And I think just in general, just the sport itself, it's gaining a lot of popularity. So I would say like 200, about 200 girls try out.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I'm not even kidding. It was like about 200 girls, a lot. And we're down to like 50, almost between 50 and 60 girls. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Wow.
Yeah. So that really encouraged me off the bat too. Like, I was like, wow, I'm gonna really be part of these girls that won a title. Like, I want to continue being part of that history.
That's great.
Talking about Ty, I got one more thing off script. Guys, did you guys, and Sis, like, I'm going to say this like jokingly, but it's not jokingly. Did you guys ever get a banner for last year?
Actually, we did in the gym, and the girls also got rings.
Oh, that's right.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the banner is up.
Yeah, it is up.
There you go.
Awesome. Well deserved.
There you
Absolutely. All right. Coach Fava and Coach Murr, I was wondering if you guys could highlight some of your players. Coach Murr, you could do the offense maybe, and Coach Fava the defense, and then even some general leaders. Maybe have some returners that are coming back, and maybe some newcomers.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah,
go on. First, as always. All right. So, I mentioned the 2 quarterback battle earlier, and both girls are seniors doing a great job. One was our backup from last year, Izzy Castaneda. And the second quarterback was actually our best receiver last year, Vivian Enciso. She caught over 30 passes for us, scored 7 touchdowns, over 600 yards. And she wanted to try quarterback, so we're letting her, and she's doing a great job. And both girls are really pushing each other, and really they are tremendous leaders for their grade in the team. Also on offense, we have a bunch of girls back on, so we're really blessed. Out of the 60 on the team, about 35 of our girls are back from last year.
Wow.
So we have Delaney Morrissey at slot, who caught the 2 big touchdowns against Indian Hills in the semifinal. She's back. Kaden Crawford, who's an awesome leader, also at receiver. And Lakshmi Kala, who's been our running back, is back as well.
Very cool. Nice. And Coach Fava, how about the D?
Yeah, on the defensive front, I'm going to definitely look at our returning their seniors this year. Our pass rush kind of specialist, we have CeCe Martino, who really is, in my opinion, a huge impact player. She pretty much took over the championship game last year. Irvington, kudos to them, had one of the best, if not the best offensive overall player in the league.
Absolutely.
And CeCe was able to neutralize her and pretty much helped our defense out tremendously in that game. And we also had a senior with an interception that game, Melanie Herrera, who is more of a defensive back kind of for us. Very good, sure tackler, as you could say, with the flagpoles, and is great in coverage. Like I said, had a huge pick to ice the game last year. But then we have a couple of other returning starters from last year that are younger. Camila Cordero as a corner, Holy Nitro as a corner. Great, an all-time great name, Holy Nitro. And then we have other girls who played a good amount last year: Janathy Begum, Ariana Cartagena, Izzy Tompkins. We have a lot of juniors as well who played a little bit last year and we're looking to have big roles. And also one girl that was a freshman starter last year, got hurt midway through, is back for us. Gina Niels, another big impact player defensively.
Dr. John's throwing out the kudos tonight. He's saying really smart coaches. Come back in the semifinals versus Indian Hills was the best game of the season. Then they had a 10-minute break and had to play us in the finals versus us, and was the only team who stopped us. Girls are lucky to have you leading the program.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
I'm going to ask all you guys this one. Again, I'll start with Coach Fava, and we can go. Jen, you can just go around whoever you want. You guys, like already said, went from 8 to 18. I think you guys said so. Almost, it doubled. How far and where do you see this girls' flag football league going? I mean, a full slate of schools, a legit quote unquote playoff bracket. What do you? And I'm talking about the next 2-3 years, maybe even more down the road.
I think that's where you have to see it going at this point. There's schools that aren't playing right now that are scratching and clawing to try to get teams, right? Like my cousin Dale said at IC, he really wants to get a team there, right? I can see some of the other non-public schools trying to get teams. So I could definitely see in the next couple of years, right, this being a full-blown sport with a full playoff bracket, group 1 through 4, right? Kind of like basketball they have now, where pretty much any school in the state is competing. And then from there, right, who knows where it could go, right? Try to get maybe some games against those Long Island teams, maybe some New York teams, and beyond that, right? So we want to, as a goal, I would say, as a state, we should try to get New Jersey flag football to be the best in the country, right?
Yeah.
Just like our boys football, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely top 10 state in the country. That's what we want to look at for flag football, I would say, as well.
Coach Murr, what do you think?
I was actually talking with Coach Twirro at Lyndhurst about this today, so it's funny you asked. Well, I mean, we see it, and especially here, we see it as being very comparable to what the boys are in the fall, eventually, whether that's in a couple of years or the next decade. I mean, the interest from other schools, like Coach Fava said, has been unbelievable. Phones have been ringing off the hook, asking how to get involved with this league. I mean, I can see it being a national sport. And I actually think the Olympics are talking about, like, in 2028 to start, like, a flag football kind of section for the Olympics.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Coach Hincapie, what do you think?
Well, I think it's great, and that is the goal eventually, for it to be something national. I think it's a great opportunity given to the young student athletes. I think it's a sport that should continue to grow and hopefully, be in a level where it's going to be known nationally, competitively. And I think it'll also it's setting the foundation for our athletes who in the future might want to pursue this even as a professional sport. You never know. So I think this is a great way to start, and hopefully in the long run, it'll be a sport where it'll be nationally known. For
No,
sure.
Coach, that's a great point where you mentioned actually the professional aspect, because I hadn't really thought about that before, but I mean, I could see that. I could really see that happening, like in a little arena,
Even in like the college level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I could really see that.
That's a great opportunity for
And it's just,
these
exactly. Just another opportunity for these kids to participate in something and potentially excel at something as well that they love and enjoy, and of course represent their school in high school. I just wanted to say 2 quick things. I know you have a comment there, but you guys mentioned how, and we're talking about the growth, and you mentioned Coach Twero. We had him on a couple of weeks ago talking about his program, and Dr. John was watching, and he offered, right, to have them come and, like, kind of learn from them. And you know what? It's because of you guys being out there, you guys will always be that first group,
Yep.
but like how you've given back already in trying to grow the game. I mean, look, you had 200 girls come out for your team. I get chills talking about it because that's what it's all about, you know, like, and everybody who was at the front runner in this has just, you know, given back already, and you've contributed to that growth. And I just think that's amazing. I just wanted to point that out.
And
So,
Dr. John, again, Irvington AD saying, sounds like you guys have a large roster like us. We had 93 at tryouts. Maybe we should get together for some JV games. Give chance
I
for
would
the.
love that.
100%. Let's do it.
He said, give chance for the third and fourth string girls to play. Just a thought. Then he's saying it's not an expensive sport. I even think it's got the possibility of having a JV and freshman level in some district level teams is a district possibility.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
and there
definitely.
it is again, like more the opportunity for
Yeah.
more kids to play. That's so great. Awesome. I hope that happens. Which kind of brings me as a nice segue to my next question, was about like, and we talked a little bit with you guys about this last year, and we talked about it with any of the flag football coaches we've had on, that it's not NJSIAA sanctioned, right? So you do have kids potentially playing other sports. You do have coaches. Coach Tuero is coaching, if I'm not mistaken, track and field, right? So so you have time commitments, sport commitments, field space. Has that been challenging for you guys? How have you been handling that?
It hasn't been too challenging, to be honest, because we actually do practice after other sports, which allows us as coaches to get things ready. It actually gives us some more extra time from after school till 6 p.m. to get things situated. And the other sport coaches have been great. As soon as, whenever we needed something field spaced, they've been able to provide for us. I have to shout out our lacrosse coaches, actually our boys lacrosse, because they actually moved to half the field a couple of times for us just so we can practice.
That's awesome.
So just if it's something good for the school, everyone's willing to help out.
That's awesome. That's so nice to hear. Coaches, anything else to add on that?
No, I think Coach hit the nail on the head, right? Everyone's been very supportive. I was like kind of like Coach Toro last year. I did track and field as well as a flag. Very time consuming, so I give him props for that one. But yeah, no, everyone's been super supportive, right? The girls love that they could throw discus and then come play flag football after, or play softball and come play football. It's a dream. You get to play sports all day. So
Yeah, and I think it really demonstrates how well-rounded our athletes are, and that just gives us an opportunity to continue to make them the best versions of themselves.
Very nice. Awesome.
And my last one for all of you guys, what are your goals for this season? Coach Moore, we'll start with you.
Goals for the season? Pretty much what Coach Hincapie said, to give the girls the opportunity to be the best versions of themselves. And of course, I said it last year. I got to say it again. We want to win the whole thing again.
Get another banner. You got the bullseye on you guys this year, you know?
The girls mention it every day. So
That's
they're
it.
excited for it. So they have no other expectations other than that.
Coach Fava, what about you?
yeah, like I tell the girls all the time, it's going to be exponentially harder to win this year, right? You got twice as many teams. Like you said, Kurt, the bullseye's on your back. So you got to go from you're being hunted, right? You have to be hunted. Well, we want to, again, win the championship. That's the main goal. But outside of that, we definitely want to grow the sport. And we want to get these girls, kind of like Coach and Cappy said, to be either lifelong fans or even have an opportunity later in life. I know for a fact we have a couple of girls that would love to like coach football, if not flag football one day. So that's definitely a long-term goal, but definitely win that championship is number one.
And Coach and Cappy, what about you?
You know, really the goal is to just make them better at the sport, learn, you know, just really just continue to work with them, you know, just help them grow just in general as athletes, as students, as people. And, you know, we already won a championship. Now the goal is really to keep that championship and, you know, really set the foundation for the upcoming student athletes. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm just excited and looking forward for this season.
Our good friend Carson Cheers checking in from
Hey,
Michigan
Carson.
down there.
Thanks for watching.
One more question I was going to just ask you. I know I'm not just saying in the one area by PCTI, but the neighboring areas. Have you guys seen, or has it been in the past or now since you guys started, like on the youth level of the girls' flag football?
Not so much, or it may not be that obvious. I know NFL Flag is pushing it more towards the youth, and also, I used to be involved with USA Football for the boys. They are actually lessened their boys tackling football department, if you can call it that, and they actually really exponentially grew their flag football department. So nationally, it's definitely growing. I know NFL Flag is, and I think it's just a matter of time that this whole area just explodes down the youth level.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna do. You know, we like to do a little rapid fire. We did a quick
Oh,
one
rapid
tonight.
fire.
Ours
This is very simple.
for all of our guests. We kept it kind of simple tonight, so but it's with the time. So
All right, so here we go. Saturday, Final Four. We're going to pick the games. Game 1, Kansas, Villanova. Who you guys got?
I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Kansas. I think I'm going Kansas on that one.
Okay.
Right?
Coach Murr?
Lost the key player, I think. So.
true, very true. They did.
I'm going to go Kansas, too. I agree.
And Coach Hincapie?
I'm gonna go with what my colleagues say.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can ride with them.
I'm gonna go with what they say. So if Kansas, it is for me too.
Then we get to the
Let's
main
hope they don't
event.
split on the next one.
Coach K, Jen's weeping. She's wearing her UVA shirt. She doesn't want to be reality. It's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. He's gonna do it. And I just feel
Stop giving
I
just speak.
I don't know. I think UNC, they were happy and jumping around in Cameron a couple weeks ago, but I think it's gonna be payback this week. So, Coach Fava, UNC or Duke?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like either team, to be honest. But I think I can't root for Duke, so I'm gonna go UNC.
Oh my God,
I
Just
can't.
like
I
Jen.
can't.
that's exactly how I feel.
I gotta go for UNC. Hopefully their pace can outplay Duke a little bit, but
It's too much of a storybook ending. You got to go with Coach K. And just to anchor Fava a little bit.
So now, well, you said Coach Hincapie said she was going to go. They went 1-1, so now you got to make the final decision on this.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Coach Fava.
yeah,
Okay.
That's because I'm with him on the defensive side.
Oh, you got it. You have to.
So I
Then.
gotta support him.
It's I'm used to it. It's a lonely island. It's fine.
All right, so that leads us to our finals then. So, Coach Mayer, I believe you have Kansas Duke, right? Who you
Yes.
picking? Who you picking to win it all? Story.
I gotta go Duke. I gotta go Duke.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's gonna happen too. I don't know. I don't want it to though. All right, how about you, Coach Fava? You've got Kansas.
let's go Kansas. Let's go Kansas.
All right. There we have it.
Oh, cool, Coach Hincapie. You're not going to ask her?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry, Coach. My bad. I figured she was going with Coach.
Well, she's
Fava.
going to go Kansas.
Hey, I am gonna go Kansas.
All right, I got one more question before you go.
All right,
And if you've seen me for the past 4 weeks, smile on my face. I'm a diehard Denver Bronco fan, suffering Bronco fan for the past 5 years, and boom, the miracle. Russell Wilson is now my quarterback. Real quick, what's your thoughts on that?
It's better than what they had. It's not a lose-lose. I think it's a win-win.
Okay, Coach
We'll
Fava.
see how schematically we'll see how they use them. But
Yeah, definitely better than what they had. That's a tough division, especially quarterback wise. Like, he might not even be a top 3 in that division.
That's what our guest last week said.
Yeah.
He goes, he's the third best quarterback in the division.
But listen, it's Christmas.
Can't knock him off.
It's
cloud
Christmas
nine.
in March for me. It's
But
Christmas
they're,
in March.
they're definitely going to be better with him at quarterback. though.
Okay.
Coach Hincapie, are you an NFL fan?
I do watch NFL, and I'm actually a Patriots fan.
Oh.
But I mean, it's pretty good. It's I like it. I enjoy it. I'm learning more about the sport.
Do you
in
miss
general.
Tom Brady yet?
I'm not. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay.
she's
I just like the Patriots. Tom Brady's okay. I like him, but I'm not a fan of him. I'm just Tom
I'm with
Brady.
you on that one, Coach Hincapie. I'm with you.
I don't follow the crowd. I just like the Patriots.
More of a Belichick supporter.
She's like Lauren, still hurt by it. She's just trying to get over it.
Hey, listen, she's on the defensive side of the ball. Belichick's a defensive guy. There you go. There it is.
It all makes sense now.
That's it.
Coaches, thank you so much for joining us. I know how busy you guys are, later practices. We really appreciate it. We're so glad you came on. We would definitely want to follow up with you in the season. I know we talked about it last year, but coming to a game, so we want to make that happen.
I just want to throw this out there.
Definitely.
I want to throw this out there before I will send you our schedule. We have a scrimmage next week with Coach Twero and Lyndhurst, and Morristown is also coming if you want to stop by. At
Okay.
Oh,
What
all
day is
right.
that?
This Thursday, the 7th.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll have to do
yeah,
something.
Absolutely. Please do send us the schedule. That'd be awesome. And we want to make sure we follow up with you guys for sure. So that's one of our goals this
College
season.
game day kind of deal.
Oh,
That's
absolutely. That's our plan.
Me and I, we
That's
really
our
want
plan.
to get that going. So.
That's our plan.
Bulldog head on you, Kurt.
Oh, there you go. I'll take it.
Like Coach Corso.
That's it. I like it.
Awesome. Guys, good luck this season.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
We
you.
really
Have a good
appreciate
night.
it.
We'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you, guys.
Bye. Bye.
There they are, the defending champs. And they're ready to roll for this. They wanted another one. That's what I love. They want another
absolutely.
banner.
Absolutely.
Coach John Taylor with the Russell Wilson with the little crying emoji.
Every week. You have to bring it up every word.
Bring it
for
back,
Dr.
baby.
John.
Bring it back.
Well, our next guest is actually here and in the waiting room, so I am going to admit our Wayne Valley girls flag football coach. Does that work for you?
Of course it works
All
for
right,
me.
Let's get him in here as well. We'll get him connected. His audio's getting there. We'll get him introduced. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
How's it going?
Good. Can you hear us okay?
You hear just fine.
Oh,
All right,
perfect.
awesome.
Allow me to officially introduce you to the audience. We are joined by Coach Andrew Imperator. Am I saying your last name correctly, Coach?
You are. That's actually the first time someone's gotten it right the first
Oh,
time.
I'm usually very iffy on that, so good. I was kind of batting zero before our first guest, so I'm glad. And he is the first-year head coach at the first-year program at Wayne Valley High School for girls flag football. So, Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Coach Jen said, thank you so much. It's our honor to have you. Congratulations on being the first coach and you guys becoming, getting the flag football program. So just real quick, if you can go over, how did you what made you interested in doing the girls flag football and how did it all come about you becoming the head coach and you guys getting a program with the girls flag football?
Yeah, so the girls flag football program has been around for the last 2 years, I believe, with the Jets. One of my good friends, actually, Brian Gibbs, is one of my best friends. He's over at Rampo High School, and he was bragging to me all summer last year about how he's the coach for flag football, this kind of stuff. So it got my interest going a little bit more. So then I started talking to Coach Drozdak over at Wayne Valley and saying, what's the deal with this flag football? Can we get it here? He, at that time, did not know anything about the program. The Jets had not reached out to him. But it came to Wayne Valley, and he brought it up and put out the coaching offer for anyone that's internal at the school for that job opportunity. So I said, why not? I'll throw my hat in the ring and see what happens. Hopefully my personality can take over and win a job over there as a head coach. It is my first time ever being a head coach, so it is absolutely terrifying, especially dealing with 30 girls. It's even more terrifying. But I was always an athlete growing up my whole life. Played football over at Rampo High School, graduated in 2009, played college football over at Western New England University. And then as we like to retire from sports, we like to get back into sports. So my friends and I started playing for oh my gosh, I'm going to have a mind blank of where we played, but we played flag football with a group for the last 4 years. So that's something that I really loved and really enjoyed doing. A lot less contact, so no more concussions or headaches, and a lot of fun just, again, like playing backyard football with friends.
Real quick, Dr. John Taylor, athletic director at Irvington, is saying congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much.
So we actually just had on the defending champions. We had them on last year as well, but we just brought them back this evening. PCTI, we had their coaching staff on, and I actually mentioned this to them as well. And I wanted to mention it to you as well. Maybe I know you're new to the sport this year, but I feel like the whole flag football community. When we were talking about it at dinner, I said it's a brotherhood. I guess I should call it a sisterhood, right? So it's kind of like a sisterhood. And we mentioned Dr. John, who just commented from Irvington, who also had a program last year helping the new coaches, inviting them over to kind of talk about what was successful for them in their first year and some of the pitfalls and stuff. Obviously, the support of the Jets organization just sounds absolutely amazing, right? And I guess my question is for you is, have you felt supported with the start of this program so far at Wayne Valley?
100%. I feel over-supported, if anything, at this point. Not just from the Jets and from coaches, also from Coach Drajak and from the Wayne Valley community. We had 65 girls interested in playing, and unfortunately could only hold 30 on a roster. So just showing the interest and showing how much these girls love to play a new sport, and coming out just to try out, even for the sport, really showed how everyone was really into this and supported the whole sport and the whole participation. The Jets have been absolutely awesome with everything, providing flags, providing footballs, the jerseys. We have a jamboree coming up this Sunday, actually at MetLife, with the skills aspect and then with a game scrimmage. So the support has been overwhelming.
That's fantastic.
No, that's awesome. So, Coach, question that, and again, when the PCTIs were the PCTI was the first team I think we had last year too, right?
Yes,
they were the first ones we had,
mm-hmm.
and everyone who else we had. It's always an interesting question because as being a former high school football coach, it's just exciting for me. At Ramapo, yep. So, Coach with the, and I'll say this, and I've said it 100 times: the best coach in football, God rest his soul, Coach Gibbs. He was the best, hands down. So my question for you is, how's it been installing stuff? And again, you're an ex-football player, high school and college. Do you get, since it's now with girls and a little, they are younger and they're just newer to the sport of football. So how is it terminology wise and what you guys are installing? And how is it for you with the installation with the girls?
We've hit some rough patches as a coaching staff. Again, I'm a football coach over at Wayne Valley too. I'm an assistant coach. My assistant coach for flag football is actually Roger Cutler, so he's the head coach of the football team. And then Coach Lauren Lorcamp is also another coach for us, who's a softball coach. So she's learning with the girls. But Coach Cutler and I kind of talked to each other a little bit and said okay, we have to understand that they're new to this. It's a learning for them. It's learning for us. It's learning for all of us. And we tell the girls every time we do something, it's always going to be a fluid situation. We're learning with you, so please be patient with us. But at the same time, we want you to be patient and learn the activity itself too. So just a little more simple of terms at first. We're week 3 of practice. I just rushed back from it, so I might be a little red. And it's freezing outside. But I was just telling them when we broke today, the how fast they pick up on this stuff is absolutely incredible. I make the joke sometimes in school to my athletes saying the girls pick up faster than they do on the offense and on the defense. But they're really passionate about it. They're so passionate about it that the learning curve is really starting to flatten for them. For us as coaches, it's still there, and we're still trying to figure out how to install it, what right verbiage to use, what right words to use, just to make it a little more simple, and then we get more complex.
Coach, you're going to like this next comment, and it's from talking about best coaches, one of the best around, Coach Joe Breslin from Ramapo saying, "What's up, Coach? Good luck this season, buddy."
Thanks, Coach.
Very nice, very nice. So, Coach, I know you're 3 weeks in and getting to know the girls and, probably don't have positions solidified, but could you highlight maybe a few of your players who've maybe stood out as even just leaders for the team so far?
Yeah, we do have 3 captains on our team. So we had the girls vote for a captain, and then as coaches, we also voted for a captain ourselves. Our captains are Aaron Clark, who's a soccer player who's actually going to play soccer at William Patterson. Emily Bolson, who's also a senior, who played soccer with us, and she's actually going to Pittsburgh, not playing at Pittsburgh. And then Vivian Testa is our last captain. She plays she plays basketball and lacrosse. Sorry. So those are our three captains. They stood out the most to us as leadership-wise. Also catching up on the sport as quickly as they have. We do have a freshman, Delilah Morelli, who's turning out to be kind of our Swiss Army knife, to say, playing quarterback, playing wide receiver, playing safety, playing corner. Marissa Almazi, G, we call her, G Greenhall. I know she's going to watch this and judge me for that. Sydney Betts. But a lot of the seniors, Kendall Ferguson, who's stepped up, Grace Martin, they've all stepped up as seniors and really, embraced what we're doing here. And also stepping up for those underclassmen. We have actually, I believe it's 8 freshmen on our team already.
Wow.
So Coach Breslin's joking, saying he's going to come and scout that offense in practice. So.
There's no film exchange on Huddle. So
Not yet. Just kidding.
Dr. John is saying.
Not yet, you're right.
Not yet, exactly. Not yet. Dr. John is saying you'll hit those rough patches, Coach. We all did last year. We found it took 2 to 3 games for players and coaches to get a full understanding of all the rules and for the players to fully grasp concepts. But you'll be in a game and then you'll see things clicking. Your girls will be good this year.
Appreciate that.
My last one, goals for the year. What do you want to accomplish this year, Coach?
My number one goal is just to have the girls have fun. I want them to enjoy the sport. I want this to be a sport that is going to grow at Wayne Valley. I want this to be something that, next year we have 70 girls try out. Next year maybe we have a varsity and a JV team. I want this league to grow also. I don't want it just to be a one and done year or a two and done year.
Right.
For girls, the first thing I asked the girls when they signed up was, why do you want to play? Why football? Why do you want to play flag football? And everyone's answer was, I've never had the opportunity to play. I've never had the opportunity to step on a football field and actually participate in football. I love watching it. I love playing in the backyard. I just have never had the opportunity to play competitively.
You know what?
So that's one of the goals. So go ahead. Yeah.
No. Go ahead, because my last question is a follow. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, Coach. I'm so sorry.
No, you're totally fine. But that's what we want to do. We just want the girls to have fun. We want this program to grow. Obviously we want to win. At the end of the day, who doesn't want to compete and win as a coach, as an athlete? But at the end of the whole thing, I want the girls to have a positive experience and come back next year saying how much they loved it and how much they want to get better every year.
That's your answer there is a great lead into my next question for you, because now you have your girls are like trailblazers at that school and for this sport and in that town and community, right? So maybe there's a young girl, whether she's in high school and didn't feel comfortable coming out yet, or is in middle school or even grammar school, or has an older sister or brother that plays, so now they're watching these trailblazers play, right? So what would your advice be to a young girl who's watching and thinking of trying flag football for the first time?
100% try it out. Talk to the right people, talk to your athletic director, talk to the coaches that are in the school. I had an 8th grader actually from our middle school reach out to me and ask if she could try out for the high school team, which means that I know that the 8th graders are actually listening or seeing what we post and already interested in coming up. Unfortunately she can't play, but she wants to be a manager of the team.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
The fact that communication's happening, is showing how big this is growing already outside of the high school. It's just if for anyone or for any girl that is listening or that wants to participate, try it out. What's the worst thing that can happen at the end of the day?
Now, Coach, in Wayne,
and again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach.
Yeah.
Go ahead. In Wayne, obviously a big sports town. Do the girls on the lower levels, is there a flag football league for them yet?
There is a flag football league. I think it is through Wayne PAL, I believe, because a lot of our girls that we have on the team now have played in the past.
And okay, that's a great thing.
Oh,
so I don't know if it's a club. I don't know if it's like a PAL or a boys club. that's something I don't know right off the top of my head right away. But they have played in the past in some kind of league.
That's great.
Very cool. That's great. Coach, we like to finish with a little round we call rapid fire. We did a little, since it's March Madness time, we kept it March Madness.
Nice and easy this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice and easy.
We're not putting you on the spot too much.
No. So first game Saturday, Kansas Villanova. Who wins that game?
I have to say Kansas. Kansas looks like a very, very tough team right now to beat.
All right. And then the nightcap, people are calling it maybe one of, if not the biggest semifinal games of all time. UNC against Coach K. Does Coach K make it to Monday night, or does UNC end the career on Saturday?
I have to go with Duke, not just because I love Coach K. My grandparents are Iron Dukes, so I am a big supporter of the Duke Blue Devils. You know, I got a few friends that are Maryland friends and UNC fans, so they might not like my answer. But
she might not like your answer. She's a
Either-
UVA
either
girl.
way, Coach.
She doesn't like it either.
I saw the sweatshirt and I'm like, this could be a bad
It's all good. It's all good. All right. So
I just think Duke is firing on all cylinders too. I think it's going to be a Duke Kansas final. I'm hoping that Coach K gets sent off on a high note, but you know, UNC looks like a really good team also, and that's going to be a great game.
Yeah, so are you picking? So my question is, your champions. Are you picking Duke over Kansas in the finals?
I have to go with the Iron Dukes in the final. I have to.
There you
That's
go.
my grandparents.
Very nice, very nice.
It's
I know.
just set up for. It's just set up.
Listen,
it
it
is.
pains
It
me
is.
to say
It
it,
is.
but I do feel like it's just all. Even the tough loss at home in Cameron to UNC seems to have been for a greater purpose at this point.
Well, it's just after that loss. I mean, UNC just skyrocketed off of that, and then Duke all of a sudden said, "Hey, okay, we got to wake up also."
Yeah.
You know, ideally, I would love a Duke UNC final, but that can't happen. So.
I'll say this. I'll say this before you go.
I'm just glad we get another Duke UNC matchup. I hope it's a good one.
There's just no way
Yeah.
that those kids from Carolina were like, okay, we beat them in Cameron. We're not going to see them in the ACC tournament. We're not going to see them in the NCAA tournament. And now that they got them on a national semifinal, like Krzyzewski said, what did he say to the crowd? It's unacceptable.
Yes.
It's going to be payback. It's going to be payback is my prediction.
Hoping for a good game.
It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to come down to the last possession. I hope it does.
Me too.
I do hate the fact that it's at 9:00 at night because I got a 1-year-old at home that I like to go to sleep at 9:30. So I'll definitely be staying up for that game though.
There you go.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Best of luck to you in your first season. We really enjoyed having you on.
And we'd love to get you on again, maybe with
Yeah,
some of the
bring back
players
some
and
of your
stuff like
players
that
if you
at some
want.
point.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let me know by all means. And again, if you guys would like to stop down at a practice, you're more than welcome to at that point. I'll
Awesome.
tell Coach Brislin though that he can't scout us there. So
Yeah.
You might see him in the back.
Yeah,
with a
he's
little
in the
notepad
trees, Coach
or a
Breslin.
video camera.
Yeah.
if I see a GoPro on your foreheads, I know that he saved you guys somehow. Right?
Nothing to see here. Nothing,
Yeah, nothing to see
here.
here. Coach Breslin is saying, by the way, great job. Best of luck.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks. But thank you for having me. It was truly a pleasure. And again, I would love to get back on here with some of the girls, maybe the captain, and let them get their point of view as well.
Awesome.
Sounds good. We'll be in touch for sure.
Sounds good.
Thank
today.
you, Coach.
Have a good night, Coach.
Have a good one.
Coach Breslin saying, Kurt and Jenny, we are coming. So he wants to go.
Too funny. That's awesome.
By the way, I got to see Coach Breslin. I didn't tell you. I got to see Coach Breslin. I wasn't around Saturday, but I got a little present coming for you.
For me?
For you.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. Well, we have Coach Romano in the waiting room, so we're going to get
Yes,
him
let's
in
definitely
as
bring him
well.
in.
We'll get him situated. Hey, Coach. See his audio connecting too. Hi, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I got you good.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me introduce you to our audience. We are joined by the new head football coach at Caldwell High School, Todd Romano. He's been a member of the Caldwell High School coaching staff since 2005. This fall, he was the defensive coordinator for the undefeated North Region Group 2 state championship team, and he was also named Group 2 Assistant Football Coach of the Year by the New Jersey Football Coaches Association. So, Coach, congratulations on a great fall, and congratulations on your new appointment at Caldwell High School.
Thank you very much. It's been an exciting year, to say the least.
Oh, I'm sure.
Thank you, Coach. We're big fans of our show.
Oh,
We
yeah.
always pick the Caldwell. And to
did.
have you, the defensive coordinator, we're always like, defense wins championship. Caldwell's defense, man.
I love
And
it.
We were on it, so we had you guys.
It's
and,
so funny. We do our picks in the fall, right? And like we were undefeated too because we always picked you. But like, yeah. But it's so funny when we like get the coach on. Like we feel like we followed you all fall. So
Yeah.
congrats! It was very exciting to even follow you guys. So exciting.
Yeah, it was great. Magical year.
So again, like Jen said, congratulations on obviously this season. Congratulations on becoming head coach. And my
Thank you.
first question is, what does it mean to you to become now the head football coach at Caldwell?
Well, it's been a long journey. I've been at Caldwell for 17 years. I basically served every role you can serve at Caldwell High School. I started out as a ball boy, played at Caldwell High School, was a fan for a couple of years while I was playing in college, came back right from college, started coaching in 2005, and now here I am as the head coach. I feel like there's really not many other opportunities to enjoy Caldwell football are out there. So I've done it all, and to be now the head coach, it means the world, to be honest. I'm very excited about the opportunity, and the history of the head coaching position at Caldwell High School. There's only been, I think, has been 3 or 4 in the last 50 years. So that says something about the stability of our program and how we operate.
Coach, you're coming off, as we just discussed, a historic season, right? And you were going to be returning some of your core players. So I was wondering if, number one, you can talk about those returners and how their experience, number two, will help them in 2022.
It's going to be, all the difference. Experience is what wins you playoff football games. And we have a good nucleus coming back, but we also are losing some key guys. So we have some roles that need to be filled. And again, we had more than a couple. We had seniors step up and play outstanding down the stretch and throughout the whole 12-game season. So we got to find guys that'll come in, fill those roles, kind of take the lead from the guys that are coming back, the soon-to-be seniors, and just keep it rolling.
Coach, how has the adjustment been from going from DC to now head coach? And have you decided whether or not you're still going to be the play caller on the defensive side? And just what's going to be different for you and most challenging just for you personally now that to where it's, not I'm on the defensive side, I'm the head football coach of the whole team.
Yeah, just I'm going to continue to run the defense and call the defense. Our offensive coordinator, Rocco Antonello, is honestly one of the best in the state of New Jersey. So I have full confidence in him. So I'll be running the defense, but yes, now as the head coach, I have to kind of oversee the whole operation. So I'll definitely that'll be new, and that'll be on my plate going forward.
So, Coach, during your time at Caldwell, right, which you kind of briefly explained, you have coached with and played for, right, longtime coaches Tom Lamont and Ken Trimmer. So what have they instilled in you that you kind of hope to continue as, Caldwell at Caldwell?
Well, I'll add Dan Romano to that list as well, who's now the athletic director. The main thing when I'm talking about those 3 people is those are 3 of the best men I've ever known in my life. And that's the most important thing. They were quality human beings, and they taught me so much about how to operate not only in the coaching business but in life in general. I've taken so much from them. I've learned so much from them, and I'm grateful to have worked for all 3 of them, essentially.
Very nice.
And honestly, pinning off of your question, can you talk a little bit about, I know you just talked about your OC, but can you talk a little bit about the coaching staff that's there and that's going to be working under you now?
Yeah, it's going to be the same staff. We have one departure. We'll be bringing someone new in to fill a role, but it's going to be the same staff that we went 12-0 with last year. Obviously, Coach Lamont stepped down, but it's going to be the same guys doing the same jobs. And kind of to go back on the question you guys asked before, the main thing that I learned from those guys is work. I mean, there's no shortcuts in this game. You have to grind it out and do all the grunt work of charting and all this stuff to know the opponent better than they know themselves. So the guys that are there, the staff that remains, they know that. We know that. So it'll just be business as usual for us.
That's awesome. Coach, I saw a video on social media of the kids reacting to the news of you becoming head coach, right? And they were obviously fired up, right? So with that said, what are your goals for the upcoming season?
I mean, it might sound a little cliche, but the goal is to win game number 1 against Morris Catholic. That's the first thing. You know, you can't look at a full season and try to predict records and whatnot. We need to be 1-0 after week 1, and that's our goal, and that's what we're working towards.
Very nice.
Awesome.
All right. We have a little ending that we call a rapid fire. It's just some like quick pace question. We kept it to March Madness. We stayed with the theme, a little basketball theme for us tonight.
Not my strong suit, by the way.
Okay.
So very simple.
Well, you know what? Then it's apparently this March it's nobody's
Yeah,
strong
exactly.
suit,
You're,
'cause everybody's brackets are
everyone's
busted.
brackets busted quick.
Yeah.
So just
I can tell you my opinion on college basketball should not sway anybody.
So Saturday, Villanova, Kansas, semifinal 1. Who do you like?
I'm going to go Villanova. I like the head coach, right.
Okay. And then in the big one, does UNC win it again and send Coach K packing for good, or does Coach K get by their nemesis and get to the final?
I think Coach K right now, I got to go Duke. I think Coach K is going to finish out on top and ride off into the sunset like Tom Lamont did.
There we
There's
go.
his
That
answer.
was my last question. Your final. So you have a Kansas Duke final with Duke winning it all. All right. The
Yep.
storybook ending for Coach K. Yeah. That seems to be the popular opinion tonight with all of our guests. So except for Coach Fava, right? He was the only outlier.
He was anti-Duke, so
Right.
he's not
If
picking
you're
Duke.
anti-Duke, I said I was gotta go. Coach, thank you so much for coming on, taking the time with us tonight. We really appreciate it. We know, you've got a lot going on with not just coaching, but at home. And we really, again, it speaks volumes to just what the program means to you for taking the time to meet with us tonight. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And
Thank
best
you.
of luck
Yeah,
to
best
you.
of luck this year, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Okay, it's Coach Romano from
Caldwell. Yep.
Caldwell, and he's
Yep.
ready to. How'd you not want to play for a coach like that?
I know.
Ready to go? No, we want 12-0 again, and we'll be ready to roll. Same staff.
I was gonna say that they really are like ready to
See,
roll.
that's
I
a
feel
really nice thing. I mean, nothing. Obviously they're gonna have
Consistency.
They're gonna have a different face on the top of the
course, it'll
program,
make the
but
program his own,
terminology
yeah.
that everything's back. The offense and defense, it's the same. They'll
Yeah.
obviously add in their little quirks here and there, but it's not like it's a new staff coming in, learn. They're ready to roll. Those kids plug and play,
Familiarity. Yep.
and they'll be ready to roll.
Very nice. Best of luck to them.
No, three great interviews today.
Yep. Thank you again to the PCTI staff, to Coach Imperator from Wayne Valley, and of course Coach Romano from Caldwell. And best of luck to them all.
You know what we have to do?
What's that?
We might have to start getting pick segments for the girls' flag.
That's a good
You know
idea,
what?
actually.
I'm going to say this. And we are culprits of this. Because we sit here every week and we talk with Dr. John and we talked with the wrestlers and said, why weren't they in AC? Right? Why weren't they this? Why weren't they that?
The picks for the girls.
Picks
just
for
like
the
we did.
girls.
I think that's a good idea.
Picks for the girls.
Very good idea.
Has to be, he's saying, Coach Taylor, by the way, the girls' wrestling petition is gaining steam. I think he means the one for AC.
Yep.
Coach Breslin saying, great show.
Thank you for
So let's
watching,
do it, Hoops.
everyone. I like it. Good idea.
Picks are in.
Yep.